Hi, welcome to another exciting, thrilling bedtime story named Black Crow. This ultimate bedtime story, read aloud story for kids is about a giant black crow. As the sun begins to set, a shadow falls over the city of Aranthus. The people look up and see a giant black crow flying overhead. They gasp in awe and terror at the sight of the enormous bird, its wingspan stretching over several city blocks. The crow descends upon the city, and the people of Aranthus scatter in panic. The bird swoops down and lands on the roof of a nearby building, its piercing gaze fixed on the people below. It lets out a deafening call, and the sound echoes through the streets. The people freeze in fear, unsure of what to do next. As the crow surveys its surroundings, it begins to attack buildings and people with its sharp talons and beak. It rips through roofs and walls, causing chaos and destruction wherever it goes. The people of Aranthus run for cover, hoping to avoid the bird's deadly attacks. The city's leaders gather to discuss how to deal with this new threat. They consult with the city's hunters and warriors, but none of them have ever encountered a creature like this before. The bird's enormous size and ferocious behavior make it a formidable opponent, and the people of Aranthus are powerless to stop it. As night falls, the crow continues its rampage, its calls filling the air like a death knell. The people huddle together in fear, hoping and praying that they will survive the night. The fate of the city hangs in the balance as the giant black crow unleashes its fury upon Aranthus. The morning after the crow's rampage, the people of Aranthus gather together to discuss how to stop the giant black bird. They know that they cannot let it continue to wreak havoc on their city, and they decide to seek out the help of a group of hunters who are known for their skill with bows and arrows. The hunters are reluctant at first, knowing that taking down a creature as large and fierce as the crow will be a difficult and dangerous task. However, they ultimately agree to help, knowing that it is their duty to protect the people of Aranthus. The hunters set out to track down the crow, carefully following its path of destruction through the city. They move quickly and quietly, trying to avoid alerting the bird to their presence. As they make their way through the city, they see the devastation that the crow has left in its wake. Buildings have been torn apart, and the streets are littered with debris. Finally, the hunters spot the crow perched atop a tall building. They take aim with their bows and arrows, hoping to wound the bird and slow it down. But the crow is too quick, and it dodges their arrows with ease. It takes flight and soars into the sky, leaving the hunters behind. Undeterred, the hunters continue to pursue the bird, tracking it through the city's winding streets and alleys. They know that they must act quickly before the crow can cause any more damage. As they draw closer, they manage to land a lucky shot, and the crow is hit by an arrow. The crow screeches in pain and fury, its black feathers ruffled and its wings beating wildly. It takes off into the sky once more, its movements unsteady and erratic. The hunters follow, hoping to finish off the bird while it is weakened. However, the crow proves to be too fast and too clever for them. It flies high into the sky, disappearing from sight. The hunters are left empty-handed, their arrows spent and their hopes dashed. They know that they will have to regroup and come up with a new plan if they hope to stop the crow from destroying their city. The failure of the hunters to stop the giant black crow from destroying the city of Aranthus leaves the people in a state of despair. They fear that they will never be able to defeat the bird, and that their homes and loved ones will continue to be at risk. Desperate for a solution, the people of Aranthus turn to an old witch who lives on the outskirts of the city. Though they are wary of her powers, they know that she is their only hope for defeating the crow. The witch agrees to help, but only if the people agree to a dangerous bargain. She tells them that she will place a curse on the crow, but in exchange, she will demand a terrible price. The people are hesitant, but their fear and desperation drive them to agree to the witch's terms. The witch begins to perform her magic, calling upon dark and ancient powers to create the curse. The people of Aranthus watch in awe and horror as she works, her voice rising and falling in an ancient language that they do not understand. Finally, the witch finishes her incantation, and a dark aura surrounds the crow. The bird screeches in pain and fury, its black feathers ruffling and its eyes flashing with anger. The people of Aranthus watch in awe as the curse takes hold, and the crow is visibly weakened. However, as the people begin to celebrate, the witch reminds them of the price they must pay for her help. She demands that they sacrifice a member of their community to her, a terrible cost that will ensure that the curse remains in place. The people of Aranthus are horrified by the witch's demand, but they know that they have no choice. They choose a young man to be sacrificed, and he is taken to the witch's hut on the outskirts of the city. As the night falls, the people of Aranthus mourn their loss and wonder if the curse will truly be enough to defeat the crow. They know that they have made a terrible bargain, but they hope that it will be worth it if it means that their city can be saved from destruction. The people of Aranthus have made a terrible sacrifice in their fight against the giant black crow that has been attacking their city. But with the witch's curse in place, they now have one final chance to defeat the bird and save their homes and loved ones. As they gather their weapons and prepare for battle, the people of Aranthus are filled with a mixture of fear and determination. They know that this will be their last chance to stop the crow, and they are willing to risk everything to succeed. In the distance, they see the crow approaching, but it is no longer the same bird that they first encountered. Its feathers are now marked with strange symbols, and its eyes glow with a dark, unearthly light. The witch's curse has transformed the crow into a monster, and it is more powerful and dangerous than ever before. The battle is fierce and intense, with the people of Aranthus fighting for their lives against the monstrous bird. The hunter's arrows are no longer effective, and the bird's powerful talons and beak are a deadly threat. But the people of Aranthus are determined to win, and they fight with all their might. They use their weapons and their wits to outsmart the crow and find its weak points. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, they manage to land a fatal blow on the bird, and it falls to the ground, defeated. But the victory comes at a great cost. The city of Aranthus lies in ruins, with many buildings destroyed and lives lost. The people are devastated by the loss of their homes and loved ones, but they are grateful to be alive. As they survey the damage, the people of Aranthus vow to rebuild their city stronger and better than ever before. They know that they have been through a terrible ordeal, but they also know that they have come out the other side stronger and more resilient than ever before. And they know that they will never forget the sacrifice that they made in the fight against the giant black crow.